What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm a little sick today, but that's not going to stop me from putting together this super killer case study. I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how we helped one of our e-commerce clients grow their Facebook ad spend, literally double their ad spend 2x to over $2,000 a day while maintaining efficiency at scale. So without further ado, guys, let's dive right on into the ad account and dive into this case study. And as always, guys, all of the links in the description will be to either work with our agency, whether you need help with your paid advertising, your email SMS, your conversion rate optimization, or user-generated content, as well as the link to our inner circle. So if you're interested in perhaps one-on-one coaching and getting access to all of our agency SOPs, the links to that and everything else will be in the description like normal. I would also really appreciate it if you guys could go ahead and leave a like. That really does help with the algorithm. And without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, guys, so like I mentioned, this video is going to be about exactly how we doubled Facebook ad spend for this e-commerce brand in 30 days to over $2,000 a day. So you can quickly see here, this month leading up to September, just 23 days, we spent over $55,000 on ad spend with a 4x return on ad spend. And over the last 30 days, we spent $63,000, just over $2,000 a day with a 3.92x return on ad spend for nearly $250,000 generated, guys, in the last 30 days for this brand just through Facebook. So before we dive into everything, as always, guys, if you're not familiar with who I am and who we are, my name is Jordan Bazouzi. I'm the CEO and founder at New Reach Media. We're an e-commerce growth partner, right? Not the typical quote unquote ads agency. And we partner with 7- and 8-figure brands, helping them utilize Facebook ads, Google ads, email and SMS marketing, conversion rate optimization, and user generated content. And as always, if you're interested in working with our team as a partner, right, and you're an e-commerce brand doing at least $20,000 a month, the links below in the description are where you can apply to work with us. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive right into the ad account. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up now. Okay, guys, so we are now inside of the live Facebook ad account for this multi-7-figure brand. And I want to go over a few things here. So we've been working with this brand for quite some time. I actually showcased this exact ad account in one of our most recent case studies, taking them from $5,000 a month in ad spend to $30,000 a month. But how did we actually go ahead and double the ad spend to nearly $60,000 in the last 30 days while maintaining a performance? Guys, that's exactly what I'm going to show you. So you can see in the month of August, we spent $33,000 in revenue, $33,000 in ad spend, and $180,000 in revenue. If I actually go pull up, like I said, the month of September, you can see we've spent $56,000 with over a 4x return on ad spend at this point, $228,000 in revenue. And you can see over the last 30 days, just shy of $250,000 generated with inside of this ad account. Now, how did we do this? You can see, guys, not a lot has changed as far as the left-hand side. So if I go ahead and pull up August's spend, right, you'd see the accounts that the campaigns that spent the most, they're relatively the exact same campaigns here. But what I want to walk you through here is how we took this brand from spending $1,000 a day to spending $2,000 a day in just a 30-day period. So guys, if I go ahead and pull up the last 30 days, the biggest thing that I want you to notice, and we're going to sort these campaigns by amount spent. I'm going to walk you through the account structure overall, right? So we have an Advantage Plus campaign. This is one of our main driving factors for top of funnel awareness. And I'll dive into what this means in just a moment, but you can see it's performing excellent, right? Over those last 30 days, we've spent nearly half of the budget here, $32,000 in ad spend with over a 4.1x return on ad spend, $250 AOV, $61 cost per purchase. This is amazing. We are printing money, and it's great to see the unique click-through rate being so high here as well, considering the scale of people that we've gotten in front of, right? We've got reached over 604,000 individuals in this one campaign alone over these last 30 days, 1.76x frequency. So if you're not familiar, guys, what frequency means is essentially the number of times an individual is seeing your ads. So this means that these audiences that we're targeting inside of the Advantage Plus, which are generally just broad audiences, means we have a lot to grow here, right? We're okay with people seeing these ads upwards of 6 to 7 times. I want you to think about how many times it takes you to make a purchase from seeing an advertisement. Especially myself, I can tell you at least 5 or 6 times before I actually even click on an ad and get intrigued. I need to, you can imagine just how much people are seeing on a day-to-day basis. So over those last 30 days, you can see if I compare it to August, we spent $30,000 and we spent $15,000 here. So what did we do? Literally simply essentially just double the budget with inside of this ad set. Now, we didn't go ahead and double the budget immediately. We're spending $1,200 a day here, but that's because what we did is slowly, if I went back to go look at the activity, you'd be able to see the changes that we made throughout this account slowly scaling it. I wonder if I can pull that up, guys. Let me see, pause this here. Okay, perfect. So you can see we went from, let's see, around August 10th, spending $200 to $500 a day, $500 to $700, $700 to $900, $900 to $1,200 a day. And obviously we would have actually kept scaling, but we're really we're pushing this brand's budget in terms of, or rather we really are pushing this brand's envelope in terms of their stock. And obviously as we lead into Q4, we're making sure that we actually have enough stock to continue to scale. But with that being said, it was, like I said, we literally just slowly increased the budget, not literally doubling it, but as we maintained performance, we actually just started to increase it, where over the last 7 days, we spent $8,000. It's maintaining that cost per acquisition around $60. It's actually dropped a little bit over the last 7 days, which is great to see. But again, over those last 30, you can see $61 cost per acquisition with $32,000 spent. And basically, guys, again, what this campaign is, Advantage Plus, single campaign, broad ad sets, and then inside of here, we simply just have, I believe, 5 of our top winning creatives. And it's like, okay, well, guys, why don't you have a little bit more in here? Well, okay, we do have this one that's not performing too well. You can see the averages on some of the other creatives here. What we're doing is, we don't need to complicate this, guys. The frequency on these ads are very, very low. Maybe we're getting some new ads in here because it looks like this one isn't performing. Let's check the last 7 days. Yeah, Facebook isn't even starting to spend money on this anymore, which is totally fine, right? So maybe we will sub out this creative. But what I want you to understand is with these Advantage Plus campaigns, the more that you can leave it alone, the better that it's going to start performing. So again, we only use Advantage Plus when we understand what winning creatives are needed. Then, guys, moving down the list by amount spent, obviously we have just our strict prospecting campaigns. So this is sort of a very general campaign that people are used to running in the past. We obviously have a ton of different interests here in terms of ad sets, but you can tell a lot of these are quite broad, and we are running some white labeled ads inside of these ad sets. But generally all we're doing here is just being able to test different white label creators as well as different specific audiences that may not be getting targeted in our Advantage Plus campaigns. And obviously, instead of just like duplicating and have multiple Advantage Plus, we're utilizing these sort of campaigns to make sure that we actually have the ability to control some of the targeting as well as some of the creatives inside of these pieces of ad sets. We're not utilizing 20 different ads. There's only a couple of different ad sets in here, right? You can see there's 3 creatives in this ad set, and if I go down the list, it's pretty much the same for every single ad, or 2 to 3, and we just are using the creatives that we know that are working. We're actually forcing Facebook to put budget behind them, as opposed to, as you can see, like on that Advantage Plus campaign, right, you do end up getting some creatives that over a certain amount of time just don't spend a lot, right? Like you can see this over the last 30 days spent only $200. We don't have the control here to make sure like, hey, this is spending a lot more. Yeah, we could if we wanted to create another Advantage Plus campaign and segment this one creative, but that's exactly why we have, this prospecting campaign, is to make sure that we can do a little bit more of the creative testing. And then right below that, again, speaking of creative testing, we're running our dynamic creative test. So with this brand, we have a ton of user generated content and a ton of creatives that we're always testing and running through. So every week or so, every other week, when we are refreshing creatives to an extent, again, we're throwing them inside of our dynamic creative test, allowing Facebook to figure out and tell us what's performing. Then we move those ads individually into prospecting campaigns, right? So we can force them to spend, get a little bit more data behind them. And once we start to see that they're winning, we kind of put them in our quote unquote scaling campaign, which as of right now is the Advantage Plus campaign, which is getting the majority, more than half of that spend over the last 30 days. Then we had a Labor Day sale, guys. We only spent around $2,000 on that. So, not much to touch about there. Generated $10,000 in revenue, which is great. And then of course we have a re-engagement campaign. So very, very simply, we're targeting Facebook engagers and Instagram engagers over those last 365 days. But the one thing to keep in mind, guys, a quick little caveat, which is very important, aside from customers, we're not excluding any of the retargeting audiences. So even our prospecting, even in the DCT and the Advantage Plus campaigns, we are likely still getting in front of a lot of these people that are in the retargeting audiences. We're just not specifically spending a lot of money there, even though generally I do think it is a good reason. It is good to have an individual campaign set up targeting those people. And then obviously you can see just in terms of the daily changes in terms of the budget, guys, if I go ahead and pull back yesterday, $2,800 spent, we're slowly scaling, right? So we're almost at $3,000 a day. So perhaps I'll make another video about that. We're planning to spend over hundreds of thousands of dollars a month as we lead into Q4. So we are slowly scaling this account, but like I mentioned, we are running into issues with stock. So again, guys, I really do hope you enjoyed this video and sort of like the breakdown of these accounts and just the overview of how we're having these things set up. Again, I think the most important thing from my point of view is obviously we didn't really dive into creative too much in today's video, but I really just wanted to go ahead and break down the overall account structure, the campaign structures, and sort of like how we have the ads set up, as well as the budgets split in between those. So obviously you can see here, guys, this is just yesterday, but again, out of that $2,800, you can see the majority of it is being split between the prospecting and the Advantage Plus campaign, and they're actually almost evening out. You can see actually yesterday, the prospecting campaign actually did perform a little bit better. So it's very interesting to see, but over the last 7 days, $17,000 spent, guys. So we're obviously starting to average a little bit more than $2,000 a day. We're kind of sitting at $2,500 a day right now. And you'll notice, right? So like certain days, like September 19th, whoa, 1.68x return on ad spend, right? This was the 19th. Sometimes people might come into their account, whoa, we got to change things. Things dropped off. No, the next day, right? 1.57. Again, oh my gosh, 1.2. And then boom, 9x return on ad spend. And this is obviously a little bit of an outlier. We did have a sale going into this day, but even if I pull back some of the other days, right, let's go on the 10th, right, a 3x return on ad spend. Again, guys, Facebook's AI will have some slow days, but it's those big days that will get you guys caught up in terms of being able to capitalize on those returns and understand that you don't need to fidget too much inside of these ad accounts. Obviously, if you just have the correct campaign structure and the correct account structure set up, let your creatives do the rest of the talking and the rest of the testing. You really do not need to be doing too much touching in terms of optimization on a day-to-day basis. That's why we're always looking at 7-day, 14-day, 30-day windows, because anything less than that, again, there's just too much volatility in all Facebook ad accounts. So please keep that in mind. Okay, so as I was saying, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and checking out again how we doubled this at Brands Accounts ad spend in just 30 days. Please leave a comment below if you'd like to see something else in the future. Let me know. I would love to create videos on, again, remember guys, we have access and we're working with 7 and multi 8-figure brands, and we're utilizing, actually literally running all of their paid advertising, their email, SMS marketing, as well as their user generated content and some of their conversion rate optimization. So let me know in a comment below what you guys would like to see in the new videos. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe like always, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.